Yo, what up guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is Boyd Clueless and welcome to the Don't Be an IT Guy podcast. This episode, we're gonna talk about faith in tech, another installment, specifically about what you need to do, not only just in 2024 to get a job in tech, to get experience or whatnot. I'm about to challenge your perspective because it ain't what you think it is. Many of you are looking for somebody to give you an opportunity, to give you experience, and that is the wrong thing to be looking for. So let me talk to y'all about what it is. Before I jump into that, if you're new to the channel, welcome back, cyber heroes, and especially shout out to all my cyber heroes in my membership group, the Cyber Hero Backstage Pass, where they get access to amazing content that is not available to the public, live Q&As, insight with your man. It's a party. If you're not there, link is in the description. You can join to get access too, so you can get exclusive content. But just in case you don't know who I am, I'm Boyd Clueless, internationally recognized cybersecurity expert, and I help people upgrade their jobs to six-figure tech careers. You can follow me on this journey by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hit the bell so that you're notified whenever I drop new content, guaranteed to take your career to six figures and beyond and challenge your thought process. Let's go. Biblical principle time. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Here's the deal. There's this principle in the Bible that talks about seasons, right? There is a time for sowing and there is a time for reaping. So if I can take it back to biblical times, Jesus, God, he talked to people based on their level of understanding of things that were happening in the culture at that time. Right? So these people were farmers. They produced their own food. And if you know anything about farming, growing crops, fruit, plants, etc., there is a time for you to plant the seed, to water those seeds, to nurture those things before it actually sprouts and starts to produce fruit. Hopefully good fruit that you can enjoy and the people around you. But the thing is, this principle of sowing and reaping does not just apply to plants and trees and fruits. It applies to our life. This is a universal principle that God has put in the earth, that if you sow, there will be a time for you to reap. So here's the problem. And I know you may be thinking like, what the heck does this have to do with a tech career? Keep watching, fam. Keep watching. I'm about to give it to you, but I got to give you the guide first. I got to give you the guide first because that's the source, right? I'm sowing right now. I'm sowing this seed of faith into your mind and heart right now. So keep watching. Trust me. Keep watching. Keep watching. Keep watching. Keep watching. So the problem that I've noticed is I've seen entirely too many comments. As a matter of fact, I have a video that has done over 1 million views. Thank y'all. Thank you. Thank you, all y'all that have watched the video. How to start a cybersecurity career in 7 days, right? And people get excited. They go through the training, they put in the work, they do it, they get the certification from Qualys. And then their next question is, who's gonna give me a job? Who's gonna give me experience? Gimme, 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 gimme. That is the wrong thought process and the wrong philosophy, because I want you to take a step back and think about what you're asking. You are asking a company to roll the dice and gamble on you. You are literally expecting a company to invest thousands of dollars, potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars, and risk potentially losing millions of dollars due to technical neglect or a mistake on your end just because you completed a piece of training. And let's just be real about that. That does not make sense, because what most people don't realize is why companies hire in the first place. The reason why companies hire in the first place is because they have a problem that needs to be solved. Every employee that a company brings on reduces the profitability of that company. Therefore, they're not in the business of hiring just to hire. So you got to understand what problem they're having, and then have the understanding of how your skill set can actually solve that problem. Asking them to give you an opportunity and pay you for an experiment makes no sense. And guys, I'm not trying to discourage you at all. I wouldn't bring you this news without there being some good news on the other side. I'm here with the gospel. If I plant seeds, I water them, they will grow. So here's what I want you to do. Change your perspective. Take this to heart. And if you are taking notes, which you should be taking notes if I'm talking, because I'm probably gonna drop some good stuff that you can use, right? I guarantee you this. Nobody, and I mean Nobody is going to turn down free help. Before you guys try to stone me in the comments, he's telling us to work for free. Here's what I'm saying. The thing that gets you hired is a couple things. Number one is being able to communicate your skill set and the value that you bring. But number two is being able to talk about your experience of how you've added value to different companies and the problems that you've solved. But if you've never been in the position to solve problems, you don't have experience to talk about in an interview to help you get the job. So why not put your pride aside and sow your time to get the experience that will ultimately catapult you to the level of success that you want to achieve in the future. And what I mean by sowing your time, I'm talking about is volunteering, guys. Your experience is your experience and you can tell it however you want it. Just because you weren't compensated for something doesn't mean you didn't add value. It doesn't mean that you can't talk about it in a job interview. Doesn't mean that you can't put it on your resume. See, the problem is most of you are trying to get paid to create experience instead of volunteering to get the experience to generate a paycheck. Come on, man, let me know in the comments if this makes sense. So when I started my tech career, I didn't have the tech experience, right? I started fixing computers for my family. I became the resident IT guy. And then I took it a step further. I volunteered at my church and became the church IT guy. And 13, 14 years later, I'm the director of technology at my church. I set up the network there, the firewalls, the computer repair, set up the printers. All those things were experience that I used as I was climbing and managing my career. Even though I wasn't compensated for it, sowing my time and getting that experience allowed me to earn a paycheck. You see that cycle? I sowed my time, I reaped a paycheck in the future. But there was no obligation and there was no pressure for me to perform because there was no finance involved. And I understand many of you like, I need money. And if that's the case, then maybe you're just not in the position to make the transition to tech right now. If you are not in the position to sow your time to build and gain the experience, then how can you expect to make the transition? For you to expect a company to gamble on you, potentially risk the livelihood of other people just so you can get a paycheck. It doesn't make sense. Put your pride aside, volunteer your time. Boys and girls clubs are a great place to volunteer your time for support with computers and whatnot. Schools, elementary schools, high schools. There is a school district in Fort Worth, Arlington ISD. I had a colleague that was a school teacher. They were very short staffed there and they didn't have IT people to go from campus to campus to help out. So what did I do? I volunteered my time to set up computers, to provide support, etc. All experience that I was able to use. If you guys are not willing to think outside of the box to get experience, what makes you think you're going to be successful in this career anyway, which requires thinking outside of the box to create solutions, being analytical, being resourceful. You cannot sit there and expect people to give you everything. It's not gonna happen. Again, I'm not trying to rain on your parade. I just want you guys to understand the reality. You have to give to gain. You got to give to gain. That's the way this works. I have so much of my time, so much of my money, and it's all been restored back. You may not see the return instantly, but one of the things you have to understand is nobody can ever take your experience away from you. Once you learn something and you've done it, it's yours forever. So why not donate a portion of your time to be able to get those skills that are going to set you up in the future? Let me know in the comments, what is your biggest takeaway from this lesson? Did I challenge your perspective? Do you feel differently about getting experience now to start your tech career? Are you motivated to give? Do you need a place to find out where you can volunteer your time? I might have some suggestions for you. Let me know in the comments and I'll respond back. I got you. So remember guys, again, if this is your first time watching, like this video, subscribe to the channel because I got more heat coming. Let me know what video you would like to do next. If there's any type of training, things you want me to cover, I'm here for you guys. And as always, cyber heroes, I'll see you on the next one. Y'all have a blessed one. Peace.